Hello everyone, Cameron Trader here. I'm here to break down a track that I've recently finished in FL Studio. It's an Uplifting Trance track at 138 BPM. First off, to record, I'm using the primary audio settings for FL Studio, and my computer can hardly handle it. Well, not hardly, but you get a lot of static noises when I'm using this, so I'll give you a little preview of what it sounds like real quick here. There will also be a link to the track on SoundCloud in the description. But here's what the track sounds like. Ignore the static. That's not in the actual track. And there's a small clip of what it sounds like immediately after the breakdown. As you can see, you could tell the static. You can see the increased CPU usage right there. It's causing the static noise. So I'm gonna tear this track apart separately. I'm gonna separate everything. Don't know how long this video will be. I'm not gonna go too far into the sound design. But yeah, I'll show the basics. This track is set up similar to how, or pretty much the exact same way that Ghilardi sets up his tracks. It's definitely my biggest inspiration. So yeah, here's what the percussion sounds like. And then going to need to enable this every time. Okay. Hold on. I have a crap ton of automation. Which one of these automates the kick? Probably that. Here we go. Kick sounds like this. Damn it. I'm already forgetting. This can help you out a lot if you ignore how many errors I make. Ignore the waveform because it's not very smooth when you're using the normal sound driver. Kick is tuned down to a little bit less than halfway. There's some EQing on it. Ignore the people talking in the background. That's nothing that I can help. This is a low cut, and then this is another low cut that controls what the kick sounds like. So, like how much bass gets through. So I can show that here. So move it there and gets rid of the bass at the end. Cutting it, if you look right up here, cutting it 155 hertz. Yes. Snare. It sounds like this. No, it doesn't. Hold on. Damn it. This can be kind of annoying to control when you've got the playlist in full screen like I do. Alright, so snare is right here. I've got it turned down most of the way, less than half. Doing some EQing on it, boosting the high bass and the lower mid. Getting rid of most of the mids and then basing the treble and the whatever that is, the upper mids. If I remove, and then this EQ is a low cut, because cut anything that you can't hear. See, look. Shit. You can't really hear anything. That's about where it was. It has some reverb. I'll remove this one because it has the biggest effect. So this is what the dry kick sounds like. This is what the normal kick sounds like. Add this EQ where you're boosting the main part. I don't know why the waveform isn't showing up. That's kind of annoying. Shit. It's because I don't have it enabled. Boost this part and you'll get like a nice snare sound. Add this reverb, which looks like this. It's not very much reverb at all. Just add some more life to the sound. Then add this one to make it almost sound like it has some air at the end of it. Look at what I've got on that. Clap. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering what sample the snare is, it's from Vengeance Essential Clip Sounds 4. Let me actually freaking close that. I'm not trying to hide it, it's just kind of annoying. Clap sounds like that. It's a sample that Galardi sent me. Just toyed around with it a bit. Added some fade out to it, you can't really tell much. And then got rid of the low mid here because you're supposed to get rid of what you can't hear. So technically this should be here, but it kind of makes the sound like the sample sound weird if you cut right here. So I instead just kind of lowered this and I boosted the highs a bit. And I added some reverb. And decay matters a lot with reverb because that's how, yeah. Let me turn the reverb off. And it still sounds pretty good without reverb, but if you add it, it sounds a lot better. First hat. I'm really tired while I'm making this. It's a sample from the Active Trance Essentials pack. You can buy it. Yes, I have actually bought sample packs. You can buy it on Freshly Squeezed Samples. This has some delay on it. And a little very, very tiny bit of reverb. And then just a little boost right here, which is basically where every part of the song is, or the track. The hat 2 is is the hat that you tend to hear in a freaking crap ton of trance music. Yeah, who'd have wondered? This actually comes with FL Studio, and I've made it fade out a bit so it's not nearly as open as what it normally is. If you have FL Studio, it is under drums, hats, and then it's this one right here. So the effects on this one, tune down a bunch, bit of reverb, and then a bit of a boost, and then a low cut, of course. Shaker is a shaker sample from Active Trance Essentials. You can use a nice sounding hi-hat, like, because that's basically almost what it is. That's what it sounds like. But you can use any nice sounding hat, closed hi-hat that you find for a shaker. And it basically sounds like this. And there's a little tiny bit of reverb on it, like not much at all. And it boosts, wait, no, that's a little bit. Boosts a little bit right here. So, oh shit. Yeah, it doesn't even boost at all because I was showing the wrong one. Yeah, so there's a tiny bit of reverb. And a low cut. And the samples are all from Active Trance Essentials, or the loops. They sound like this. I'm not going to go too into them because I don't even add effects to them or anything. So without the loops, the percussion sounds like this. The bass line. There was originally 2 sub basses in this track, but yeah, I removed them. Removed it. Alright. So, sidechain kick. I've got some side chaining on the basses. I'm not going to get too in depth to them. This is the high bass one. High bass 2. This is mid bass. The mid bass 2. Sub bass. And that's literally just a the sub bass is a one voice detuned saw. With sustain up a bit in silent. Here, I might as well just show you. This is the sound for the high bass one. Derp. Yep, I've screwed up here. So yeah, if you go and look at my SoundCloud, the high basses that I've used in this track are the exact same ones from that track, but I've turned the cutoff filter down a bit. So it sounds different, completely different. The bass pads are just, one of them is just pretty much a normal pad with a ton of detuning, and it occupies the lower notes of my chords. And the other one is a really, really hard sub bass with some mono legato. The lead sounds like this. There's 2 of them. And of course it has some cutoff filters somewhere down here. Passed it like an idiot. The second lead looks like this. And together they sound really nice. They don't occupy the same notes because it just makes the track sound a lot better. Arp sounds like this. I'm going to activate all of these. Yeah, I'll activate that. This is the ARP, really simple sound. Pluck. The first pluck sounds like this. Second one sounds like this. So individually they sound like crap, basically, aside from the third one, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Together they sound like this. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Missing the pads. Together everything sounds like this. So the plucks are obviously the focal point, considering the fact that they almost drown out this. The pads. Got 4 pads going on here. 3 of which are pretty much always used, aside from in the intro. The third one isn't used. All of them are detuned saws, similar to this one. Need sidechain kick on. That's what my pads sound like. Individually. So they all kind of complement each other. The atmospheric pad is this. Sounds really nice. Yeah. Piano, pretty freaking simple. I used a few inversions in this. I'm going to say a lot, but that's habit. Especially when I'm trying to explain crap like this. But the low notes all stayed the same, just because it sounded right. And in this, I've got a nice little arpeggio or something going. So yeah, that's the piano. I've covered the pads, piano, the pluck, the lead, pretty much everything. It's pretty crazy, faster than I thought. I'm not gonna give all of my sound design crap away, but that's the first lead. Second lead. If you have the note layout like this on a lead, whether you're making trance or progressive house, it sounds a lot like really good. Because what a lot of producers will do is they'll do this, and their layout will look like that, but it sounds better if it's like this. That's an opinion, of course, but it just sounds really good. That's for the main lead. The second lead, if you have one, and sometimes I even have 3 leads, can have some of the larger spaces. The effects, pretty simple stuff. In fact, I don't even EQ or do anything to my effects most of the time. First off, there's this one that I have the mouse over. It's just a one-shot hit of air. It's from Activa. The crash, also from Activa. The percussion effects one, I don't even know why it's called percussion effects, but that's what it was from, was the Activa percussion effects part. Is this. You hear it in the intro basically for the first 32 bars, and then I just have it randomly throughout the track. Other percussion effects is this. It's got some reverb and I think some delay on it. I don't really know if I added effects to it. I think I did. Yeah, reverb and delay. The uplifter, the first uplifter sounds like this. An uplifter is just a rise of white air, like that. And this one has some side chaining on it using Love Filter. And then a low cut, because white, when you're working with white noise, anything that's in the lower frequencies can get kind of annoying. Then I thought I had a sidechain on this one, but nope, I don't. Interesting. What this is, it's from the Thrill Seeker Studio Essentials Volume 1. Can find it on can find it on Freshly Squeezed Samples, and I've reversed it because it normally sounds like this. Yeah, but it sounds good reversed or normal. And this reverse crash is from Activa Trance Essentials. And I think this reverb kick is from Activa. Yep, it is. It's the first one, actually. It sounds really good. So yeah, there's a bit of an overview of my track. Oh yeah, this little thing. Really? Okay, so this, there we go, that fixes it. That doesn't. I made it in silent. Sustain is not all the way up. Attack and release are about the same. Some detuned saws with the octaves up one. It's a very tiny bit of distortion. Chorus, I didn't actually really touch much in here, I don't think, just because it adds a nice little effect just on its own. Some EQing, some delay, and then some reverb, just for more, so it'll sound more atmospheric. Then cutoff filter on the mod envelope. Cutoff stays right here the entire time, doesn't change. This sounds right. Drive is up a little bit. Yeah, you can take a screenshot of this. And then part B, 2 square waves, or just pulse waves if you want to call them that. Up, each of them are detuned. They're detuned the exact same amounts as the 2 saw waves in the part A. Up 2 octaves. Amp envelope is the same. Pretty much everything is the same. Like if you look as I'm clicking back and forth, nothing really changes. But it sounds really nice. I have some velocity that affects the volume of them, and then the distortion amount. Just very tiny bits on miscellaneous. Masters down a bit because this is a really loud synth, and polyphony is up at 16. And then this pad is actually from a tutorial that I posted on see, everything's the same aside from the attack on one of them. It's actually from a tutorial that I posted on Reddit, so I'll link you to that tutorial in the description. Yeah, I think I've gone over everything here. Yep. Wait, no, I haven't. I haven't gone over the automation things. The cutoff envelopes. This is really simple. I'm not going to go over every single cutoff envelope because that's literally what most of these are. Like this is a cutoff envelope. Enable off my pads. This. Alright, so let's go somewhere in the breakdown. Start right here. Let me explain how it works real quick. The first pad goes to this channel, the second pad goes to this channel, and the third pad goes to this one. I mean, it's self-explanatory. And the atmospheric pad, obviously here, and everything is passed to this bus, where it's sidechained by a low filter. It's got a low cut, and then it's got some basic EQing, and then it's got a cutoff, like a low cut or whatever, for frequency. So if I show you how this works, I'm going to turn this off. So this 7th knob here on the parametric EQ is type low pass, and order is gentle 8, so I can control the sound of the synths. Alright, so that's all that does. That's what a cutoff is basically. It's built into Silent, but I prefer for pads to use a bus instead of automating the cutoff on Silent. That's only for pads that I do that. Like for lead 1, you can see it starts off fairly low. And this is the one that'll be moving. Just going up a bit. To give you an even better explanation, I'll disable the envelope, and then I'll just manually change it. So that's basically everything that's going on with all of these cutoff envelopes. The True Piano's channel volume envelope, it basically changes the volume of the piano at different parts. I don't even need to show that. The EQ for the master, right after the breakdown, like in this bar right here, or starting at this bar 159 and then going all the way to this one. Fruity Flanger just has a strange effect with it. Yeah, like I basically opened up Fruity Flanger on the master, and now it's time to get turned back on. Like I just added it, I didn't change anything on here. Master, or the EQ, just boosting a few things. Normal low cut even on the master, that's the compressor for the master, or for mastering the track. And then this is what's automated right here, so I'll show you right there. So it gets cut off during the track. I'll show you more of that in detail. Oh yeah, that weird sound is the flanger. So that's what that's for, is it cuts off the lower ends. TB Bassline just compresses the bass a bit. It's a free plugin, look it up. I recommend that you use it on everything. So yeah, so this kick low cut does the exact same thing that the master low cut does. See in the intro here. Let's see if the kick up. Which one is it? Right here it goes normal. It's the bass boost. Nothing too fancy. Let's see. These are all basically different cutoffs for the bass bus. And the intro is actually perfect place because the first basses basically come in right on the 8th bar. And you can't even immediately hear them until they're like right here. Or I mean right here. So right before the intro is over. Show you what's happening. It's one of these. It's this one. So it's only the 7th and 8th, or the 1st and 7th knobs that are being modulated. This gets moved here, which is where it's supposed to be by default. See, there's no real low end until it goes here. The high ends come in first. Hold on. Here, this is an even better place to show off what it does. Can be a pain in the ass to maneuver the freaking playlist when you're using 60 tracks. Alright. Okay, so here, 1st and 7th are in the opposite corners of each other. Everything slowly comes together. Is that fucking flanger on? It is. So the frequency and the levels of the first and seventh are being modulated. So if we start out, seventh and first are in opposite corners of each other. To do that, you basically create automation clip right here, drag that all the way down to 0, and drag this all the way down to 0. And to get the first one here, you drag this all the way up to 100, which is 100% for an automation clip, and then the level all the way down, like so. But not necessarily 100. This is what I've got it at. So yeah, there's my track. Hope you enjoy it. It's gonna be free on SoundCloud here in a small while, probably before the video's even up because I've been recording for so long. But yeah, I hope you guys can find this helpful in some way. If you have any questions, you can message me on Twitter or Facebook. My pages will be in the description. I'm not looking for likes or anything, but if you have any questions, just message me, and I'll always try to help. See ya.